Alright, have to finish my noodles and get to my Levinson on the dog.
Shout out to Terralock, who's joining us in the Discord. Feel free to go cast. And Gonzalo, welcome back. Last time you tried to cast a game and Quark beat you to it. Feel free to chime in. We do have an open cast invite, so everyone's welcome to hop in. Next we have Dreamer vs Darkysh, A rank, prize, best of 5 show match on normal ladder maps, I believe. On Eclipse, we got Dreamer in the top, Lane Protoss, and we got Darkysh, Lane Zerg on the bottom. This is an A rank show match. $5 for the winner. Who's gonna take home the gold? Overpool for Zerg. We got a Forge. I would have preferred to see a Gateway. So this is unfortunate for Zerg, and why you don't want to hatch at 12, because a probe can mess up your plans here. Let's see how well Darkysh can adapt.
I think Overpool in this situation is fine. The probe is messing with him, but the pylon won't last for long. Just going to make the 6 lings and clear it out. Although this is very nice probe micro. But ultimately it's not going to matter. Forcing the hatchery there is kind of nice. If we look at it, because Dreamer placed the pylon, Dreamer missed his Nexus timing. And because he missed his Nexus timing, and because he forced the link, he had to go Cannon, then Nexus. Normally you would go 13 Nexus, 13 Cannon. But in this case, he had to go 13 Cannon, and then because his Nexus was delayed, he made a few more probes. And a Gateway next as well. That's irregular. Against 6 lings, you really do need the second Cannon. And because he's gone for the Gateway, he now has to pull the probes. If you notice that probe attacking the Forge, the reason for that is because if the Zerglings try to break through and attack the probe, normally the probe would run away once it comes under attack. But in this situation, because the probe is attacking the Forge, it will ignore the Zerglings and it will hold its position. If you don't have a unit to hold position with, you can attack the Forge in a pinch. But he needs the second probe. There we go.
That was perfect timing.
Yeah, that was. And getting, was that 4 lings for his probe? That's a good trade.
Somewhere around there.
Yeah, and it's meaning that the second cannon that he didn't build is not going to hurt him at all. He skipped the second cannon, pulled some probes, and if there were still 8 lings now, he would have to keep his probes blocking. But because 4 of those lings are dead, he can now return to mining. He's not afraid of only having the 1 cannon.
Is Zerg behind in drone count?
Zerg is back up to 6 lings, but there's no speed, so making 2 more sets of lings is going up to 10. If Protoss stays on 1 cannon, this could get a bit dicey. But he's seen that there's extra lings coming. And he has to suspect that Zerg is only on 2 bases.
So it looks like
this is going to be a link flood.
Like we got raided by Rogue's Gallery. Thank you very much for the 50-person raid.
Hey, Shram. I have no idea why you support us, but much love.
We don't have link speed, do we? This is going to be a link flood with no link speed. Yeah, this is very weird. However, Dreamer does not have a wall up, and he's only got the 1 cannon. This is...
Oh, for everybody that's joining us, we are in...
Game 1.
Game 1 of...
Prize Showmatch best of 5. Between Darkysh and Dreamer. We got an open cast invite, so if you want to cast the game, just jump into our Discord and shoot the shit with us. We got Quark and Minerals here.
I don't know how I feel about Darkysh making a bunch of lings but no speed.
I hate it.
And
no, I think I like it.
He certainly missed the timing, because there was a world there where Dreamer only had the 1 cannon, 1 zealot, and he had probes holding the top. But now it's... I don't think he's going to break this. There's 3 zealots now, and there's a 2nd cannon about.
Zerg might be breaking the 2 zealots up on the top, but the probes are going to be able to hold it back.
Yeah, he's just missed his timing completely.
Oh, probes are going to be holding it back. Side.
Yeah, and he still doesn't have speed. That's the weird thing about this. He made like 20 Zerglings, didn't get speed, waited until speed was halfway done, and then said, okay, now is the time.
Is speed important for the actual attack, or just the reinforcements coming quicker?
The actual attack, because the front wave of Zerglings die all the time. So you need the second wave to get in and take their place and so forth. Otherwise, you can't actually get onto the building or onto the units you're trying to kill. He just completely missed his timing, and it was inexplicable. He didn't have anything more on the timing he chose. He says 20 Zerglings against 2 probes and a cannon. No, I don't want that. Same 20 Zerglings against 3 zealots and 2 cannons. That's the timing. There was no upside to what he did. There's only downside. And Dreamer, while Dreamer's defense was late, it was once he identified the situation, he was building cannons, he was building zealots, he had his probes ready. He reacted, he compensated, and there's just no way Darkysh is going to break through now. Darkysh is behind to an extent that can't be recovered. It's 18 workers against 37. The tech for Darkysh is worse. He's got Lair, but he doesn't have Spire, doesn't have Hydra upgrades, doesn't have Lurker. It doesn't have an Evo chamber for a +1 range attack. There's really nothing redeeming about Darkysh's position here. There's nothing that you can say, okay, but once that happens, he'll be in better shape. It's all bad.
Pretty gloomy, Quark.
I mean, Dreamer's gonna just steamroll him. You look at his position, and there's nothing good. He's building 7 drones right now, 8 drones right now. But Dreamer has his workers already. Dreamer's building gateways. Dreamer knows the time he's going
Dark
for.
Templar coming out on the map.
Yep.
Hitting Zerglings outside of the Protoss's natural. Darkysh not noticing all of his lings going down. That'll be a bummer.
Yeah. And
looks like he's going to be heading towards Zerg's 3rd base.
Dreamer's logo is going to be done before Lurks are done. Dreamer's Storm is going to be done before like the Hydra upgrades are finished. This is oh, he doesn't have Lair. I thought he had. Oh, he started there, then he cancelled it.
He cancelled it. I think it was a fake out because his probe was in his base.
Okay, that makes more sense. But it's
and the DT coming in here to do some damage. Going to be hitting the drones at the 3rd base. 2 drones going down.
He noticed it, but what can he do?
4 drones going down. Spore colony, assuming that is being made right there. Or is that a sunken? That's a sunken, huh?
It's going to be one of each, I'm assuming. But Dreamer has not missed a beat on his pro production. Dreamer's now up to 50 workers. His macro slipped slightly. He's up to 1,500 minutes.
I don't think the baby agrees with you, Quark.
He doesn't like
Give me
it.
a second.
He's like, I don't like that.
And the baby has very strong feelings about macro. It's 1,500 minutes. He's not happy.
Hero DT looks like he got away, if that's the same one, got away from the Zerg base with the number of kills. Now blocking the ramp of the Protoss' third base. Zerg's sitting at 26 drones right now. His economy is not that big right now, but he is sending drones over to his third to saturate that. Also droning up. His Spire is just about to be finished.
I guess he didn't take this expansion here because a probe was blocking it.
No, he just didn't take it. So Dreamer's spending all his money on getting further ahead. He just spent all his money on cannons. He got an extra Nexus. He's going for the Storm Drop. I think that had he just used the 1,500 minerals to just build an army, he could have just rolled Darkysh entirely. So he's playing this safer than he needs to. But it doesn't change anything. The game is still strongly in Dreamer's favor. And we've seen from Dreamer Showmatch before. We know he can macro. We know that he's going to get his 3 bases. He's got the work account. He's going to lay the gateways. And that means that we can tell the future. We know that in 3 minutes' time, he's going to have like 170 supply. And that's going to go very badly for Zerg.
We see the Storm Drop going down. Only picking off 2 drones.
This is an unusual place to target. I'm just joking.
I think it was a pretty good dodge.
Yeah, and now some Mutalisks coming out as well.
Mutas switch, huh? Gonna be focus firing the shuttle. Shuttle going down with the Templar or 2 in it.
That's a shame.
Gonna be picking off these Corsairs as well. Not splitting his Hydra or his Mutos, but not necessary.
What are you doing, Dreamer? Come on.
Separating the third base of Protoss. Throwing down, looks like he's about to throw down some more gateways. And Muta is diving into Protoss's natural. Curious what kind of damage he's going to be able to get done here to the economy. If he's going to be able to bring his economic advantage down.
He's working at Maelstrom and he's building his 2DP to get the Dark on, but I don't think that it's going to be necessary. He's got a big enough lead. The Zerg is still just trying to draw even.
The Mutas are still bruised from the Corsairs previously, and then that storm hitting them brings them down so they're bruised enough that the 1 or 2 cannons can defend the Mutas away. He did manage to pick off some probes, bringing the probe count a little closer to Zerg, so it might be balancing out here slightly soon if Zerg can get down a 4th base soon.
I love your enthusiasm, Minerals.
Darkish's position has certainly improved compared to where it was a few minutes ago, but that's because Dreamer spent the last few minutes just building cannons.
Protoss is investing heavily in upgrades.
Yeah, the upgrades are what's going to decide the late game. He's only just now getting his range dragoons, but he's going to have a lot of range dragoons once they're done. He's got his observers, he's got Psystorm, he's got Maelstrom. I don't see any way that Darkysh can actually hold his army once Protoss decides it's time to push.
It looks like Protoss is likely to just start massing on Dragoons right now, since his army saturation seems to be pretty good. Just missing a couple Dragoons, so you might be able to roll over Zerg soon.
How many Mutalisks do you need to target a Templar with just 1 hit from all of them at once?
I think
like 8 or something.
1 million. I think it's 6 or 7.
How do I watch this game so much and not know anything about it? Alright, I'll just shut up.
Right, Protoss moving through the middle of the map. Oh, and Muta's diving in. Oh, and the Maelstrom gets the Mutas. He loses no Templars.
I feel like the second storm was excessive there. I mean, there was just 4 Mutas,
really
and they're pretty bruised.
grinding the nose in the dirt there. I got you, bud. And another group of mutas diving in on the High Templars. Actually not. I'm moving past them, and then only one observer with the Protoss army. Only one lurker still alive to push the Protoss. The Protoss just has too much right here. Going to push into Zerg's third, which holds 3 hatcheries. Only one sunken there to defend. The single observer does go down. Oh, there's still one observer. Good storm. Finish the mutas. Do you have another storm left to kill these hydras? Looks like Zerg's going to be cleaning up this army. Should probably get a base up behind it. Oh, and he is in the bottom right. Can expand farther away from his other base.
Cork looks like he was wrong, and Zerg has come back.
Ooh.
No, Zerg hasn't come back. Protoss has enough gateways.
I like
Protoss
it.
has the upgrades.
I thought he was away and I can get away with that comment, but apparently not. Your baby is
The
coughing.
baby's fine, but I'm not going to let that stand. Zerg hasn't come back. If you look, Dreamer just builds another wave of units, and he can take expansions at will. If he doesn't find bottom right and they get a sunk lurk spore defense there, then maybe we'll talk about Zerg coming back. But with Protoss having map control,
Protoss, does have map control right now. Has the bigger army. Has +3 attack and +1 armor upgrade. What's the upgrades on Zerg right now? Zerg does have a lot of hatcheries. His economy isn't huge right now, but he does have almost 50 drones, which is just about what you need as a Zerg player.
What you
I see
need?
a decent flank coming on him. Of the Zerg, flanking the High Templar from the back.
Flank it.
Let's doing work on the front.
Alright, that didn't work out so good.
It's a decent flank. I mean, he did pick off the Templars that were in the back, but we see 6 or 7 Templars sitting at the rally point all alone, waiting to
I love how like
there.
10 Hydralists sacrifice their lives to kill a Templar. It's like, you know, it could have been
Dreamer
Storm.
really
They
does
probably
need to
survived.
find bottom right though. If Dreamer doesn't find bottom right, that can cause him issues because
I didn't even find bottom
those
right
high
until
ground
you pointed
expansions,
out. Thank you, Cork.
once the lurkers and spores get up, that's going to be impossible to attack. He needs to find it like right now.
Shift tab. Shift tab. You.
Yeah, I can't see shit because Zerg is black. You have idiots as an observer here, so excuse me.
All right, we have Zerg moving in the bottom side of the center of the map, while Protoss is pushing the opposite way into the third base of Zerg. We hitting the 3 hatchery macro with the 2 evolution chambers going down before the upgrades can finish, while Zerg is countering on the front of the Protoss. Looks like he's going to grab a contain and try to break the natural. While this is base trade, will it work out for Zerg in Zerg's favor? Zerg does have the hidden base in the bottom right. But Protoss has a lot of probes, he has a lot of units, and the defender's advantage back home. While he is also bringing his army back to defend this, I don't think this is Zerg did enough damage.
I like the lurker spread here, and if you can get a bunch of Zerglings into Protoss's main, but it doesn't look like it's gonna work.
Defender's advantage means that Protoss has gateways in the main, and they are making units. And we see these lurkers are going to be getting flanked from both sides now.
Don't get sassy with me. I'm the king
What
of
matters
sass.
for me, I think, is whether Protoss has the energy upgrade, because High Templar coming at 65 energy is very different to High Templar coming at 50 energy in terms of defender's advantage.
Protoss is not looking like he wants to jump on these lurkers yet. I might not think that it's worth it to take the damage and bring it in the storms. Oh, maybe he was waiting on the observer. He might not have had an observer. Taking out the bulk of the Zerg army. Dreamer is sitting very strong.
Now we just need to find the bottom right. He's up 100 supplies. We just need to close it out.
I love how this baby cuts off Cork.
No, leave him. Is this a Protoss baby or a Zerg baby?
I don't even know what that means, but I feel like it's a Terran
No.
baby.
People dress their
'Cause it
kids
cries
up
a lot.
as like NFL fans.
He was like, no.
And Protoss looking to seal the deal here on Darkysh. Dreamer not even running with over with his full army, and just tripling the food with Darkysh. We have Dreamer coming up to take game number 1 here on Eclipse.
I feel like Dreamer's saying, I'm Protoss. Come on, Dreamer. Bring it home for Ire.
Oh, it's so unfortunate for the Zerg to be making 3 more macro hatches in the bottom right, and then finally getting scouted, and they will be going down. This is the nail in the coffin, and GG is called. Dreamer takes game number 1.
Nicely done, Dreamer. I like how he storms the empty spaces.
Never know if there's anything burrowed there. That is joining us tonight. If you are enjoying the stream or and would like to tune into more foreign Brood War action, we stream every Friday and Saturday night, 6 p.m. Eastern.
I feel like you're talking to nobody. Nobody watches this. Yes. We got a Bonnet versus Devault show match, hopefully on the 22nd at 2 p.m. Eastern and 8 p.m. Central European time. Check it out. 9 games, and if you can't donate to it, we got a TL thread. Somebody can post it in the chat. The thread was made by Minerals. Oh, the maps they're playing on were made by Minerals.
Ooh. Oh yeah.
Get the hell out of here, Minerals. Had enough.
Oh right, here we are, gonna be going into game number 2 shortly. Any predictions? I'm still not seeing your link on Team Liquid, by the way. I don't see any.
My satellite is
Fox
blinking,
TQ on
so
there.
I wasn't impressed by how Duck played that. I think 20 slowlings into waiting a while, then attacking a cannon was not the play. I think if Beamer plays as solidly as he did last game and Darkysh plays the way he did last game, it's going to be pretty one-sided.
Yeah, I think that's pretty insightful. Minerals, I'm not a future streamer on Team Liquid, so our event is posted at the top, and I think on the bottom, if you look on Brood War and you click Show More, you should see my stupid name show up. I don't know if I called you Dreamer. I meant to say Minerals. Sorry.
Usually up at under the live events, I see your name pop up underneath.
It should say Team Thinkwick. That's what I'm seeing.
I see. I just don't see the satellite. I don't know. I always say that it doesn't work for me, but
I don't think you know what you're talking
work.
about. That's what it sounds like to me. Guys, we got an open cast invite. Somebody come replace Minerals. And me. And Quark. Maybe we just have the baby cast the entire game. Game number 2 on Fighting Spirit between Dreamer and Darkysh.
And here we are. In the top left, excuse me, the bottom left position as the black Zerg race, we have Darkysh.
Yeah, you guys need to stop choosing the color black. Like, I'm a horrible observer and I can't see stuff on the mini-map even when it's a bright color, let alone when it's black. In the bottom right, we have Dreamer. Did you like my enthusiasm, Minerals? We have Dreamer.
Epic Showmatch series. Game number 2 on Fighting Spirit.
I love Dreamer because after Showmatch, he's like, fuck this Zerg map. Like, fuck this Terran map.
And we're seeing in-gate pylons, so it's going to be 2 gates. Actually, I said it could be a 1-gate tech rush as well, I guess, but 2 gates more standard if you're going for a 1-base build. But this is pretty irregular.
Have you ever played Dreamer on ladder before, Quark?
I haven't, but we are in the same team, so I have played him a few times.
How do you feel about your teammate?
He's got solid macro. Sometimes some of his decisions don't make much sense to me observing, but sometimes some of my decisions don't make much sense to me after the game either. So I'm not going to judge him too harshly based on that. He's a very solid player. And we're seeing a 2-gate. Okay then. I don't know that I would 2-gate Fighting Spirit, and I think running into an overpull with a 2-gate is not ideal. Okay, he saw the drone, so he's going to turn around. That's good. And the drone may assume that he's... No, okay, the drone's going to attack. So Darky's actually found that at the earliest possible time. His overlord isn't even to the top left yet, and he still knows it's a 2-gate. So he should be in a good position to hold it off, because he's got complete information. The question is, does he have the lava for it? Because he's only got one hatchery producing unit, and 2-gates will outproduce one hatchery. It's going to come down to the timing. If the Protoss puts on enough pressure before the creep colonies go down, and if he can block the creep colonies with the probe for a little bit, then we're going to see a very effective rush. If he gets a sunken down, then he'll have 2 hatcheries with 2 sets of lava, and the 2-gateway won't be as dangerous. I want to see these 3 zealots pushing out now, really, is what it comes down to. Because if they push back now, they can trade effectively with the Lings. If they wait for 5 zealots, then by the time they're at the Zerg base, the Zerg can have 2 hatcheries.
Yeah, it seems like that's the plan, but the advantage of 2-gate in this position seems to be rushing early.
Oh, he's taking his gas, so he's giving up on the zealot pressure, but I feel like if there's a timing here, he's missing it.
Zerglings were pulled back to the natural, so now with 5 zealots. Natural hatchery is just about to finish. Creep colony going down. So
yeah,
sunken timing might just be on time.
Yeah, I like how Darkysh is playing this. What he's doing is correct. He's just getting his hatcheries, getting his lava, getting ready to trade Lings for zealots, because he knows that once he trades Lings for zealots, he can make the drones later. He's going to have enough unit production capacity that he can build up his economy later on. Right now, he just needs to create a situation where the zealots don't do anything. And he's successfully doing that. I want to see him making drones, though. If he doesn't start making drones soon, I'm going to be upset. Like, as Zerg, you can be on 8 drones for much longer than anybody would reasonably think. But it can't be forever.
It looks like Quark is not going to be upset tonight. Drones
I was kind of hoping he would make Zerglings. Yeah. Just to see Quark tilt.
Yeah, and
we see a nice wall happening here from the Protoss player and the natural. Possibly looking like he might want to expand soon. Yeah. It's not link tight, but it will definitely help with the engage.
The advantage of being Zerg in this spot is that once you get the 3 hatcheries, you can just flip, like, in a second. You can go from having 8 drones to having 16 drones, which is done. So once Darkysh secured his natural and made sure that the Zealot Rush wasn't going to kill him, he could just turn straight back onto economy, and he will outpace the Protoss. Dreamer has hurt his economy quite a lot to get the Zealot Rush, and it hasn't done anything. Darkysh hurt his economy to defend against it, but then Darkysh can recover his economy very quickly. Dreamer doesn't have that kind of flexibility.
Oh, blindly just...
It looks like the Zerglings are going to be right into the Protoss main, catching Protoss off guard. These Dragoons not going to hold the ramp, interesting.
And there's more Dragoons building, not Zealots, so there's no way that Dreamer's ever going to hold it.
Counter from Protoss is on the way.
It doesn't really matter that the Dreamer's counterattacking. There's just no way. He can't beat it. One of his Dragoons can attack.
We're just going to attack the series here. We've seen the Nexus. Nexus going down will be the game. Not losing anything important in the Zerg base. The Nexus goes down.
Yeah, and Darkysh just played this correctly, and Dreamer put himself in a weird all-in position because Dreamer did not need to be playing the way he did. He did not need to be going for a two-gate. He's not an inferior player. He's trying to tease a win. There was no advantage to doing this, and only disadvantage. It turns out Darkysh is completely confident against a two-gate, and he's just going to hold it.
I feel like if you're gonna do what Dreamer did, get +1 in speed ASAP. Is that viable?
I would say that just don't do what Dreamer did.
Basically, don't play like me. Yeah.
Or if no, get the 3 zealots, attack as quickly as possible while transitioning to like an expansion or something. But you can't just make 5 zealots, push out, realize that Zerg has the ability to make fountains, and then run back. There's no.
Well, you gotta cover your ass because Zerglings are gonna run in. Terran usually makes fire bats, stations them up the ramp.
It's not even that. He walked out with 5 zealots and then realized he didn't have a timing. And if he's ever played this game before, he would know there's no timing there. There's nothing. There was never anything those 5 zealots were going to do. He made them, and then he crossed them out, and then he realized that they were the wrong thing to make. And you wonder why he needed to make them to learn that.
Round 3 on Neil Sylphid. We have Darkysh. 12 o'clock, playing Zerg. In a better color, which I can see. And on the bottom, we have Dreamer. Let's see if he learned his lesson.
I certainly would hope he doesn't get 2-gate on surface.
Why does that matter on this map?
I feel like it's flat maps. If you go 2-gate, you're stuck on one base. The Zerg can get Hydralists, and then you're trying to take an expansion against Hydralists, which is very difficult on a map like this because you can't really hold your choke that easily against them. You have to end up like putting cannons inside your main. It's just an ugly situation. When you go one base against Zerg, and the Zerg end up going like 3-hat Hydra, it's just it creates a lot of tricky situations for you. It's much easier if you have a ramp because you don't have to have cannons.
Sounds like you're talking from experience, Cord.
Only from playing random Zergs. You would never do it on purpose, but sometimes you go one base against random.
How do you feel about this pool? Going down at 8 or 9?
That's an overpool. That's fine. Darkysh done overpool every game so far. And I mean, overpool is the correct opening ZVP. I like it. So we're going to see a attempt to take a hatchery at 205, which means that this probe shouldn't actually be taking any damage right now because Darkysh is faking at the moment. Darkysh isn't trying to expand. He's not going to try and expand for another 10 seconds.
He doesn't have the moves. Why does Dreamer opt for a forge and not a gateway?
He just prefers the forge expand style, and I think forge expand is fine. I do forge. Oh, that was very nice. Did you see that? He got the drone low, and then the drone tried to do the gas trick to reset his hit points. But you can build an assimilator as the drone goes onto the gas, which then breaks the drone AI, forces it to drill, and you can just finish it off with your probe. It's a cute trick. Oh, this is wrong though. He doesn't need 2 cannons. He can go straight Nexus here. So he's playing like this is a 9 pool, but it's not. It's an overpool. You can go 13 Nexus, 13 cannon. You're completely safe. He has
I don't think the baby
Nexus
agrees
cannons
with you.
for no reason. And delaying your next time by 300 minerals it's a big delay. Like that hurts.
Bork, when that baby grows up and this video is still online, could you show the video to that baby?
If I remember.
Yeah, you probably won't.
So right now we have Darkysh. He made a few more links. He's up to 8 Zerglings now. 2 cannons against 8 Zerglings is a good number of cannons. That's safe. But I would like there to be a probe in Darkysh's base. Darkysh doesn't have link speed. You don't want to lose your scout probe this early. That's also one of the reasons I don't really favor using the probe to try and disrupt the drone too early. If the drone is just pretending to take a hatchery, he's not actually trying to, like at 1 minute 40 seconds. You don't want to get your scout probe really low killing it, because then your scout probe could be low and you lose it. Having the scout probe alive later on in the game is more important than picking fights with drones early on. With the experience of game 1 where Darkysh did that very strange Ling all-in, I would, in Dreamer's position, be thinking that that kind of attack is on the card, or some kind of Hydra nonsense. Darkysh has shown that he's willing to do unexpected attacks, and with Dreamer not having the scouting information, it's a difficult position to be in. I also don't think he's seen 3 o'clock, so he doesn't know where the Zerg's third is. Obviously, in this case, Darkysh is just building up his economy. He's going drones, going lair, but it's Dreamer can't know that. I think the balance of probes is pretty bad as well. The Dreamer he's oversaturated his main, and he's nowhere near saturated his natural. This is, he should main out a few more probes. We've got no +1, we've got a few Zealots built, but this I would say is probably a DT opening rather than a +1 speed dot timing, because there's no +1 coming, and speed dots without it aren't that effective. The Zealots on one gateway are just being made to get value out of that gateway, but
That's a great
he's
scout.
not trying to do much with them. That is a very important scout, yes. And he suddenly starts the +1 air. He's got the Stargate. This is going to be a either Corsair Speedlot or Corsair DT. We're going to find out. He's got his second gas though, so I would say Corsair DT.
Is it worth making a sunken at your nat just to prevent any scout like that getting in? If you don't want them to see some
It depends on how good you are
attack.
with links. I mean, there are players who, with slow links, who can just deny scout probes every single time, and they're very frustrating to play against. If you're not one of those, then maybe, but I mean,
I guess I'm wondering how important that element of surprise is.
I would say it is important, because if the Protoss hasn't got scouted your main by about 5 minutes, they have to really be thinking about Free Hat Hydra and what they're going to do against it. It's so much easier if you can rule out Free Hat Hydra, because there's so many things you don't have to do.
And seeing Spire, you want to build at least 2 cannons at your main and nat?
Depends if the Zerg has a second gas. If Zerg has a second gas, then Mucilis is on the card. If the Zerg doesn't have a second gas, then you can normally be pretty sure it's just a Scourge.
Is this a late second gas for Zerg? Or it's normal?
It's normal for non-Mucilis.
Baby has very strong feelings about the Zerg, yes.
Yeah, I mean, the Darkysh is just playing a standard 6-hat Hydra overner. This is completely textbook. There's nothing about this that would be out of place if a pro game was doing it. A pro game would do it better, but it is the right build. We're seeing all the upgrades you would expect. We're seeing +1 air armor, overlord speed, Hydra attack, and the Hydra upgrades. He's going to go into Hydra list now. He's got good SimCities at his bases. So I don't think that Dreamer is actually going to be able to do anything against this. Also, if you look at the work account, Dreamer is basically even. So
when you see a Spire and you made a bunch of cannons, not too many cannons. I mean, Dreamer made 2 in the main and 1 at the nat, and has Corsairs. Is that a waste because Zerg isn't making any Mutalisks?
It depends on how much value you're going to get out of them. So you can get an awful lot of value out of your Corsairs if you're combining with speed not timing, for example, because
You mean killing the
Zealots,
Overlords?
Yeah, the Zealots will eat Hydra attacks while the Corsairs kill all the Overlords.
But if your opponent's
really
just
adds a lot
going
of
mass
potency to it.
Hydraless, aren't you going to be behind because you invested a bunch of resources into units that aren't going to help you fight against?
Yes, because Dreamer isn't doing speed lots. So the Corsairs work really well when comboed with the speed lots. If you don't have the speed lots, then the Corsairs do nothing, and that's what we're seeing here. You're right, he's invested a lot of money in these +1 Corsairs, and he's really not getting a return on them.
I'm really excited. I just was right on something.
Yeah, if you saw Eon versus Oya in RCG, for example, Oya made a good number of Corsairs, but he also had like 3 gateway speed lots. And the Corsairs just completely annihilated Eon because the Zealots were tanking all the Hydra attacks.
I mean, you can make as many cannons as you want, but you're not going to stop Hydraless from constantly coming, right?
No, not without Storm. And Storm timing has been missed because of the Corsairs, which are all now basically dead. Dreamer's build just wasn't correct there. Dreamer overmade Corsairs. He didn't have anything to combo the Corsairs with. He's missed his timings, and now he's up against Picked Out Hydra, and he doesn't have what he needs.
That's the thing about the Spire, it just keeps Protoss honest. You can make it without necessarily making any Mutalist, and I think the same goes for the Den. You can just make it and not make Hydralist and go Mutus.
One thing to note here is that all the Dreamer's timings were late from that 2 cannon before Nexus. Like, that does have a knock-on effect the entire way through the build. And if his Corsair was faster, he would have scouted that it was 1 gas only, and that he would have known that he either needed to do just keep the 1 Corsair for scouting, make a few cannons in each base for anti-muta defense, and place them there, or go for speed lots. But he didn't need to be fighting Mutalists because Mutalists weren't happening. But once you're that delayed, you can lock yourself into a build that you don't really want to be doing.
Okay. I think it's 2-1 for Darkysh. Let's see if he's going to take the win. Next map is Reap the Storm by the German mapmaker Freakling, who's had several maps accepted into ASL and ladder.
So I don't really like this map for PvZ. At least he hasn't got top right, because top right is just completely unplayable against Hydra. But it's a difficult map. The naturals are they're hard to wall and they're hard to defend. But as a 3-player map, it's not unplayable. It's just it's difficult early on.
Well, I'm guessing they're going to do the same thing they've been doing every single game, pretty much.
I mean, Darkysh is going to overpull because he likes the overpull, and it's the correct opening. We've seen. Okay, Dreamer is going for the in-base, the one-base style again, and that.
Yeah, we didn't like
that. I feel
that.
like no, well, game 2, what he was trying to do didn't make any sense to it. He didn't go on 3 zealots. He waited for 5 zealots. Then he learned that 5 zealots didn't do anything. So we'll see how he tries it this game.
Everything you said was wrong. Everything.
This is game number 3 on Reap the Storm.
Yeah.
This is game number 4.
Yeah, I'm sorry, game number 4.
Puro Cuatro! Darkysh is scouting drone is moving across the map with the Overlord, about to see Dreamer's position with a 2-gate from Dreamer.
Yeah, we're going to see another 2-gate. The question is he going to do 3 zealot timing, or is he going to go for a 5 zealot timing again?
Welcome.
I would like to
is
see
this
3
Discord?
zealots fetch it into expand. I think that's the correct way to play this.
I think that's the best move on this map.
I think that's the best move with a 2-gate, because he's not going to get the damage he wants to get to Nova 2. It's I mean, Darkysh just isn't going to give him anything. The Overpool's going to make enough lings to hold. Then the hatchery's going to finish. Then he's going to place a creep colony, turn it into a sunken. So Dreamer's not going to get anything done with the Zealots beyond forcing lings. And forcing lings is fine early on, but you do need to follow it up with a Nexus. The in-base third pylon, I don't like. That should be at the natural, because he should be transitioning out of this build into a expansion.
Did Dreamer do this build after he lost on Fighting Spirit? I feel like there's a pattern here where he's unable to win with the past expansion, and then he opts
No,
for
Dreamer
2-gate.
won game 1, then on Fighting Spirit he chose to go 2-gate even after winning with his last expansion.
Yeah, that's strange, because why go with a build that hasn't proved to be successful?
Clean your
Yeah,
mic.
so he's going up to 5 Zealots again, and again, I think he's just going to walk out with the 5 Zealots and learn that 5 Zealots doesn't do anything. Which is, I mean, you don't need to make 5 Zealots to know that 5 Zealots isn't going to do anything. You can know that ahead of time.
And we see Zerg is going for lair over speed. There's beginning 5 Zealots moving across the map.
And he's going up to 7 Zealots. He should really be taking Nexus right now. He doesn't need to be making 2 more Zealots right now. He can take the Nexus, then make the Zealots, while using the 5 Zealots to pressure and keep the Zerg on the back foot.
The sunken timing is going to be really close. I think Zerg has enough to defend this, though, even without really controlling. Yeah.
Yeah, Zerg usually has
two
enough.
more Zealots coming across the map from Protoss, going to be meeting up with this group of Zealots.
Yeah.
And the Zerg is looking, diving around, looking like he might want to just counter and run straight for Protoss's main. Protoss going to decide
doing
to hold
here
his ground.
doesn't work. Yeah, he has to hold his ramp. Coming back is definitely the wrong play, because the Lings have more mobility. Coming back doesn't do anything. He needs to either counter-attack with the Zealots and hold the ramp, or not be doing this at all. But this indecision is terrible.
I don't know why he came back. Yeah, he could attack the Nat or just walk right into the main.
Yeah,
he might have actually won because of that.
As we saw there, Darkysh decided to play defense while being offensive with his Zergling, forcing the Zealots to turn around and run back to their oral home.
I think the baby likes minerals as
That was just a mistake. Dreamer's just missed saying this. He's taking Nexus now, but he hasn't started his gas yet. He's got no forge.
This is your teammate, man.
Anything. And as a teammate, I would advise him never to do this.
Only on Team Ash by Dreamer. Dreamer's a great guy. Big shout out to him. I'm just joking. He's a terrible human being.
He's never made it into the Zerg's main, so he doesn't know if he's up against Free Hat Ling or if he's up against Tech. He doesn't know if there's Hydras, Mutas, and he just. I don't see him winning this unless the Mutalisks are used terribly. And if his Zealots were outside Darkysh's base, then he could keep the Mutas back just by doing pressure. But they're not, so he can't.
I feel like you talk about StarCraft so much in front of your baby, the first word is going to be a StarCraft-related word.
Zergling. Infested Terran.
Oh, he doesn't watch those or play those.
And Mita's coming across. Going to be meeting with these. Mita's diving straight for Protoss's main.
He has not.
But he had an overlord there. Yeah, so he knows that it's exposed.
Oh no.
With enough shield batteries, he could maybe hold with the Dragoons he's about to start making. But it doesn't look like he's making any shield batteries.
That's a pretty optimistic assessment.
Well, shield batteries are really good. Like, Dragoons plus shield batteries can get more done than you'd expect.
I think he just gave up on his main.
And this is
Zerg?
actually, when I said that what he needs to do is have the speed dots in position to counterattack the moment the nucleus flew out, he did exactly that, and he can get something done here. This is not unplayable. He needs to take his second gas first, because he's lost his first gas. But with shield batteries and dragoons being built, he could do something. There are no dragoons being built, which is going to make the dragoons being built part of the plan ineffective.
I wish he had canceled the Stargate, because it seems like he's going to lose all the buildings there.
Yeah, instead of having the Stargate, he could have queued up 2 dragoons on each gateway, and then built a pair of shield batteries, and then started building cannons while the dragoons with the shield batteries were fighting the muta.
And the mutas are still continuing to do damage, now targeting the Stargate. Stargate shields are down. That Corsair is not going to pop. I'm curious.
Look at him get the fuck out of there. He's like, forget this. What did I come out to?
Curious if Protoss' old main is going to get sacked here.
If he had taken out the pool, do you need a pool to build a spire? I feel like you do, right? Even if you have
No,
land?
you don't.
Oh, okay, then that wouldn't have helped.
Yeah, his strategy for holding off the muta just wasn't right. He needed dragoons and shield batteries, because he couldn't get anything out of the Stargate.
Protoss loses his main here.
I love Protoss' answer to everything when its life is under threat is like, build more cannons. More cannons.
Well, he's no other way of spending his money. He's got no gateways.
The fortunate thing is that Protoss can't attack the Zerg with cannons. Zerg still does have 17 drones on the map. Like in units still gathering. I think Zerg probably has it in the bag, unless somehow...
Yeah, Dreamer's mega dead. Dreamer is like the deadest anybody's ever been.
Surprised that Dreamer is still staying in the game, but Dreamer always has a dream in the FFAs that we host.
Not just dead, but mega dead.
Yeah.
Why?
Mega dead with 1 Corsair on the map.
I like these 2 Zealots just wandering around looking for expansions like they can do anything about it.
Gotta get his APM in. And so hard to watch 7 Mutalisks take down a whole base. But I've been there.
In my mind, the Zealots are talking to each other like, what are we doing, guy? I don't know, man. This guy's just sending us over here. Let's
I don't know, man. My life for ire. Fuck it. Taro Adun.
Yeah, but I feel like one of them is not so confident.
Have you thought about using Operation Seawall on your kid? You know, so he evolves faster.
I think
and the Zealots
probably
the main of the Zerg, forcing Zerg to actually pull his mutas back, but should have done this a little while ago.
Alright, those are levels.
Dreamer's so dead. Dreamer's actually taking a base at the top left.
Yeah, because Dreamer's got a shit ton of money. Dreamer's got income, he just doesn't have anywhere to use the income. He's got nowhere to put his tech building. He can't build the gateways he needs to come back.
Overlord at 6 o'clock is actually slowly heading towards that position.
Yeah, if he can establish top left, or he can win, but he's not going to be allowed to establish it. Nobody's bad enough to let that happen.
Big shout out to Freakling, who's joined the voice chat, and we are watching this game on his map, Reap the Storm.
I feel like this is Zerg's game to throw right now if he overcommits with his Mutalisks. So he really has to be careful here.
But he's making a Hydra then, is the thing. He's not just committing a kill with the Mutalisks, he's just going to clean up with Hydra. He's going to kill the Ford, kill the gateway, and with there's no ability for Dreamer to ever get to High Templar. So with Hydra, he can just end the game.
What makes this map hard for Protoss, you were saying earlier on? Or was it difficult for all races in some ways?
No, Free Hat Hydra is incredibly strong, especially against if you get the top right spawn of Protoss, because you cannot get a good cannon placement. There's no good cannon placement. There was no good cannon placement.
To block off your nap?
Yeah, it's if you look at that, what you want is...
I feel like it's the same, I don't know, interest size as other maps.
You want a choke that goes in and then has a little bit out on the other side, so that the Hydras are clumped in, so you have a space that's much wider where you can place your cannons, so they have a natural arc. Whereas on this map, it's difficult to get like a row of 5 cannons. You end up with like a row of 3 cannons, and then the Hydralisk where those overlords currently are, and they have the arc on your cannons. It's the inverse of the placement you'd like.
And it looks like the Zerg is heading towards the hidden expansion of Protoss. Wonder if he found it or if he's just going to scout it. He must have found it. He's sending his units there.
Build more
No?
cannons, Dreamer. I think his Hydralisk can take care of it.
And with no Citadel, no High Templar, there's only so much you can do with cannons. This base doesn't get held.
I might be able to hold this off.
You can think that if you like, it's not true.
Thinking it.
I'm saying it.
I have a dream.
Where's that baby when you need him? To cut off Quark.
My wife took him so that I could continue to cast.
Oh. I'm just kidding.
Right.
But we will miss that baby.
And a singular Hydra. Oh, they are going to be hitting Nexus. Cannon will finish and push them back unless they map it.
What's this guy gonna do?
Notice we still don't have our Citadel as far as I know. We're nowhere near High Templar.
He has nowhere to build it, poor guy. Well,
yeah,
I guess he
exactly,
can
which is
build
why
it
he
here,
needs to top
maybe.
left.
Oh, this sucks.
It's hilarious.
He's got all these extra hydras
Oh my
on Utah,
God.
and he's like, no, I'm going to use these 3 hydras.
Look how
That's all
far the
that I need
Sella
to
came.
take this down. I'm sorry that I doubted you. He held that base very easily with those cannons.
Oh,
I didn't believe, but I should have.
It's 2 hit points. I have a dream.
Oh, I had some shield too, but yeah, almost dead.
Well, I didn't have shield because it only had 2 hit points. Damn.
Oh, does shield not count as the HP?
No, because HP is the other stuff.
I bet.
You know, the shield has to die for the HP to go down. The
I
shield
mean, Dream is
regenerates.
making work for it. I don't like him trying to take a third right now. He really does need to be getting his Citadel. Citadel is more important.
I think he wants his base back, but yeah.
Gonna go snipe this Nexus real quick, but cannons are building. Likely not gonna finish unless he lags behind.
This sucks because you build a bunch of cannons, they take out your Nexus, and they're gone. They don't need to take care of the other buildings. Build some gateways.
The cannons must have finished. Is he just gonna dive in? Oh, he's gonna dive in and waste all the cannons. But don't fight the cannons.
Fight the cannons.
Cannons are being fought.
It's not a bad trade-off for Dreamer, actually.
It's really not. I think had he actually built a rowboat as natural, gone into Reavers with speed trappers, he could have done something here.
You could have built gateways and blocked the Hydralisk from reaching the Nexus, but...
Girl cannon still stands while Dreamer is taking his main base again. Darkysh
1400
sitting
gas.
pretty tough. Is he on his hype tech yet? There's a lot of Hydras, 6 hatches. Gonna get his 4th base just starting now.
Yeah, but Dreamer's got 1400 gas and no Citadel. He's working on a Citadel, but it's...
Yeah, there it is, man.
Yeah, he's trying, but we're a long way from High Templar.
And you know this structure is dedicated to Adun. To all the Protoss fans out there. That means something.
I think Adun means something like love or connection.
Are you sure?
No, Adun was the Protoss hero.
Yeah.
He ended the Protoss Civil War.
You know the
Haro
story?
Haro Adun?
I think his name sort of entered the folklore of Protoss.
I don't know the story. I just play the game.
Antara Dune, Minerals.
I
Not sure
haven't
if I've
played the
ever even
campaign
played
in
the
a very
campaign.
long time, but I think that there was some kind of Protoss civil war, and Adun ended it, and the Dark Templar went into exile, something like that.
All right, we see him. Have a lot of Hydralisk diving in. This Stormless defense of Dreamer. Probes trying to push back, doing their best, and game over. Dreamer taps out. Number 4 goes to Darkysh.
Yeah, that was unfortunate. There were 2 games there where he tried that 2 gateway Severed Zealot push, and it's not a strong build. Maybe if he ran into a 12 hat 11 pool on close positions, it would be effective, but Darkysh went overpooled every single game, and overpooled is fine against that. I didn't like that build at all.